Alright, up next here is AutoCast. I've put about 2 hours into this so far, and it's alright. I like the progress it's making. It's a good start. Dude, it does need some work. Alright. Some things you have to control with the mouse. Uh, yeah, so I plan on giving developers some notes. Like, these guys, they should either be a not faster arrow, it should be an arrow that goes through at least 3 enemies. If you're gonna take, if it takes 3 hits, I mean, it should really only take 2. Bop, 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 bop. There's a problem with this game, and I suggest you remove it, is the penalty for not killing stuff fast enough. Oh, man. It's like, well, I would be killing stuff. I mean, I'm trying. I'm trying my very, very, very best. It's probably like my 5th time of doing it and getting killed and getting killed and getting killed and getting killed. And then there's a timer for, oh, you're not killing stuff. No, sorry. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just kidding, help me out right here. Give, kicking the balls. Oh, the whole Lucy pull the football thing, Yeah. I do like the idea of different arrows. I do like that idea. Usually it's like, get the arrow, get the boomerang, get the shield, but I like the different types of arrow things that you're going with here. Oh boy. I like that drunk area. I don't know, weak. Yeah. Almost have to do this. I feel forced. Oh boy. Oh, come on. Ugh. I don't know if you have your AI, like, I don't know. It just seems like the AI knows where I'm gonna go. Like, in any other game, look at this guy. Look how he sees him spreading out for the pack, and trying to, it just seems like sometimes I know where I'm gonna go, and I'll see another group come off and guard that spot. I've never noticed that in like any other game I played like this. So if you're doing that, bravo. Maybe it's just in my head. I've only played 2 hours of it. Also, maybe put a dash button in? Huh? Dash? Dashy-roo? Make it a little bit more skill-based? Eventually my arrows should be able to pierce through stuff. I mean, give me a break here with this one, uh, guy thing. No. There should be a power up in here. Oh, I kind of feel. Oh, I didn't want to do this. Well, here's a. I guess I'm showing off tutorial or demo. Might as well show off a little bit of tutorial. 7 soul forgers. I didn't know that. Yeah, luckily. Automators. Just let me play. Just pausing it. I know all this. Ah. Oh. See, I'm not powering up fast enough, man. If you don't get lucky and find like a couple of chests, which is, look at this, look at this, look at this, being punished for playing a game. That I'm honestly trying it. I'm like, Even so, even if I wasn't trying, even if I wasn't trying, it doesn't matter. Why am I getting a penalty, man? What's gonna happen? Am I gonna automatically die? What? Those side arrows are smaller than the regular arrows, aren't they? They look small. I can barely see those little things. Come on. You should. Hey, don't make anything smaller than the regular arrow. I'm blind over here, man. That's it. Yeah, idea there for you. Look at this, man. And I'm getting nothing. You should either wait. You gotta drop way more of those blue potions that level you up. Alright. We are going to... No! Oh! Found a chest! Is it gonna do us any good? Oh, yeah, this might work. See, we get back to having to use our mouse again. That's alright. Chesty chest through. Let's find it. Oh, here we go. It's on now. Now we know where our chests are at. Evasion. Come the papa. There we go. Nope. We'll take you. Cool down, 15%. Nice. I'll take it. These things are like monkey paws, man. You never know what they're gonna give you bad. Bad stuff with the good. Oh. Up. Up. Man, this is too slow. Too slow, Joe. Yeah. That. Oh. No. No. Hey. Say this. Quit cutting me off. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ah. What does it do? Movement speed. Oh no. I've never found so many books before. Or so much equipment. How about something that gives me a power up? Oh, yeah, you suck! Here comes the you suck warning. Hey, you're bad at this game. A dodge button, which will be, or a parry button. Yeah, parry button would be awesome. Ooh, silver, what's that? I've never gotten that. Oh, well, black. Or no, those are rocks, aren't they? Oh, finally. Finally. See, the last 3 times I killed this thing, got the coin, and then the coin didn't appear at the main menu. And for those of you who don't know, these coins give you some of the permanent level ups that you need in order to last longer. Like 0.1 strength or 0.1 crit. Oh yeah, and that little dilly, I forgot about that. It only works once. The instant you cast it, right there. That was it. That was it. It's not gonna happen again. So yeah, wasted ability. Oh. Oh, there's our second boss already. Look, I'm on ice. Look at it. Wee! Wee! I'm on ice. Why is it doing that? Is it supposed to do that? I never noticed that. Whee! Oh, nope, now we're stopping. Nope, now we're dragging. Uh-oh. Did I find something wrong? Huh? Oh! Sweet! See, look. Whee! Oh, no, see, I didn't slide on that one. Oh, I didn't slide on that one either. Or that one. Oh, is that because of the boss? That's cool. That is cool. I mean, my boss token that it's not gonna appear, even though I worked hard to earn it. Oh! Ooh! There's the you suck warning again. You're not playing my game hard enough, bruh. I'm trying. Oh, wait, ah! No! I need to evade more. There we go. Ooh. What to get rid of? No! No! I wanted that! No, I didn't mean to discard that one. Or did it switch? And I got... Yeah. You already the wrong thing. I cannot replace anything. So once you pick up items are there, right? Lame. Oh, did it quit? Well, how did it know what to take off? Oh boy. Gain a random blessing on the completion. Lose 10 max health. Lose 10% currency speed. Yeah. Alright. You trapped me. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. 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 It can't touch me. How can it possibly touch me? No. Come on. Hurry. This stupid spell. Ah. Oh, oh, I'm doing so good. Main menu. Unlocked. Oh wait, no, it wasn't shop. Shop. See? 0 coins. What? There's no... Dude, if there's no one playing your game, This is why, bro. This is exactly why no one's playing your game, man. What happened? Are you updating it, or are you? What's going on, brother? Leave a comment. You know. You need help. You need help testing that planet. I don't know what I can do. Oh, okay. Gotta find them chests. It's the only way you can survive. Proving that with that run. Got a lot more fun than I ever have. And that's only because I had the map that shows you all the chests. I got that like right away. There we go. Cooldowns. I don't really want that. Now I know. Yeah, we'll keep it for now. Give me the arrow, please, or give me the bow. Give me the bow. Give me the bow. This bow sucks. I don't want no part of you, lady. See? This is what you're... Yeah. Alright. This is what it should do right away. And then the next weapon you should find should pierce through more. Or be more powerful. Ah, so much better with this. Oh, dingus. Yep, never select this unless they fixes it. It only happens once. It's not worth it. across. Whee! Now I'm sliding. Woohoo! Yee! Yeah! All for it not to show up on the main menu. Lovely. Yay, yay, look at it. Go ahead, loot, I'm about to lose. As soon as I pick it up, it's not up. Zap. I'm gonna make this shit disappear. And now you'll never see it again. She gone. Vision, yay. Yeah. Shit. That was a nice one. Boss. There we go, there's the music. Hey, what about treasure chest? Good. Ah. Yes. You should never disappear from the screen, man. Once I kill a guy, that loot should stay there until I pick it up. Just a thought. Okay on the treasure chest. Yeah, make the treasure chest disappear, because I can see that. Enemies I kill? No. I didn't work for that treasure chest, really. It was just there, you know what I'm saying? Did I? Max. What? Max level reached. Oh. What? I thought it said I could go up the prestige level 5. No. Unlocks. Max prestige in the demo is level 5. I don't get it. What happened? I suck again. Yeah, still don't have any coins, man. Yeah, that for sure needs to be fixed. Like, I don't really. Yeah, definitely. Other than that, it's a good start. I'd say you still have a long way to go on fixing some stuff. There are plenty of people in the on Discord, on Steam, and man, don't let them fucking fucks bother you that talk shit like your game's shit, blah blah blah. You should do this, do that. I mean, yeah, take their advice, but man, a lot of people are assholes. I like the game. It still needs some work. Hopefully you take some of the advice I got for you. Yeah, man. Good luck on your game. We're gonna move on to the next one here. Deuces.